In the last few lectures, we have learned about querying the documents from a collection and filtering them with the help of MongoDB operators. And this basic concept should be enough to get started with MongoDB. But before we wrap up this section, I also want to talk about authentication and authorization in MongoDB in brief. So in this lecture and in next few lectures, let's learn how to create users for a database in MongoDB server and how to authenticate them. By default, any user can access the databases in MongoDB server and perform read-write operation on the database. So if we do not have enabled authentication and authorization on the MongoDB server, any user can access the databases on the MongoDB server and perform read or write operation on the collections in that database. So this is the default behavior. But when building a real-world application, not every user should have access to perform read or write operation on the database collections. Few users who are the admin, they should have permission to perform database level actions like creating databases, deleting databases, etc. Other users should have read write access to create documents in the collection, read documents from the collection, update a document, etc. And few users should only have read access to just query the documents from the collection. Not all the users should be able to perform all the tasks on the databases in MongoDB server. And for that, we need to implement authentication and authorization on our MongoDB server. So currently, any user can perform the CRUD operation on the collections in a database in MongoDB server. But that should not be the case. Only an authenticated user with the correct permission should be allowed to perform CRUD operation on the collections in MongoDB database. So authentication is the process of verifying the identity of a user or a client attempting to access the MongoDB server. So currently what we are doing is from the Mongo shell, we write our query and we execute it. And that gets executed on the MongoDB server. But in a real world application, before a user tries to access a query, MongoDB first needs to verify if that user has the permission to execute that query. And before MongoDB verifies that, before that, it also needs to verify if the user or the system that is trying to perform that operation, if he can log in into the database or not. So logging in and logging out of the MongoDB server, that comes as authentication part, and the permission to perform a certain action, that comes under authorization part. So in this lecture, we are going to talk about authentication, where we are going to see how we can create users in MongoDB server and log in them from Mongo shell. Now, before we learn how we can create a user in MongoDB server and how we can authenticate that user, let's also see why authentication is required. So first of all, it will prevent any unauthorized access. Without authentication, anyone with network access to the MongoDB server can connect and potentially read, modify, or delete data. But when we implement authentication on the MongoDB server, then only authenticated users can access MongoDB server and its databases. And in this way, it provides data protection. And many industry requires strict authentication mechanism to comply with data protection regulation. So basically using the authentication process, we also implement compliance. And then authentication also ensures that all database activities can be traced to a specific user. So if a user with some malicious intent tries to perform an operation which can lead to data discrepancy, in that case, if the authentication is already enabled on the MongoDB server, we can trace back to the user who has performed that action. And this is essential for auditing and forensic investigations. Now, how can we create a user? So by default in our MongoDB server, we do not have any user. So if I go ahead and if I enable authentication on my MongoDB server, I need at least one user who can log into MongoDB server and create other users. For that, we can create a user, and for that we use this createUser method on the DB object. And there we specify the username, we specify the password, and the most important part is we specify the roles for that user which we are creating. And since we are creating our first user and I want this user to have all the permissions, this user should be able to create databases, delete databases. This user should also be able to create new users, delete existing users, and this user should have access on all the databases. For that, I can create a user with the role user admin any database. That means this user will be the admin for any database in the MongoDB server. And I also need to specify against which database I want to create that user. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's create a user for our MongoDB database. But before that, let's first go ahead and let's first enable authentication and authorization on the local installation of our MongoDB server. So here I'm in the Mongo shell, and you can see that currently I'm connected to the local installation of MongoDB server from this Mongo shell. Now I want to enable authentication and authorization in my local installation of MongoDB server. For that, let's go to C drive and there let's go to program files. And in there you will see that when we installed MongoDB server on our development machine, it created this MongoDB folder. So you should see this MongoDB folder if MongoDB is installed on your machine. Let's go inside that and there you will see the server folder. In there you will see a folder with the version of the MongoDB installed on your machine. In my case, I have installed MongoDB version 8. So with that, a folder has been created here. In your case, if it is MongoDB version 10, then this folder will be 10.0. If you have installed MongoDB version 12, then this folder will be 12.0. So if you're watching this lecture in future, then the version of MongoDB which you have installed on your machine, it will have a higher version. So based on that, a folder will be created. You need to go inside that folder and from there you need to go inside this bin folder and there you will see that we have a configuration file. Here we have this MongoD file which is a configuration source file. So I'm going to open this file and let's edit in Notepad. And in this configuration file, you will see that here we have a security section. So this one is commented. Inside that, I'm going to add a new configuration. So here I'm going to enable security. So for that, we can say security, a colon, and in the next line, let's give 2 spaces. And here I'm going to enable authorization. So here let's say authorization, colon, and here I'm going to enable it. So for that, I'm going to use double quotes and inside that I'm going to write enable. Okay, it should be enabled. And now just save this file. Now in order to save this file, you might need administrative privileges. So if you're not able to save this file, in that case, open Notepad in administrative mode and then save this file. Here, I'm simply going to press Ctrl S and it should save this file. And now the file is saved. All right, now I can close this file and let's go to Mongo shell. And now the next thing which we need to do is we need to restart the MongoDB service. So for that, I'm going to open services. Okay, let's search for MongoDB service. So here we have our MongoDB server service. I'm going to restart it. Okay, the service has been restarted. Let's go back to Mongo shell and let me just exit Mongo shell for now. For that, I can just type .exit and if I press enter, we have exited Mongo shell. And now I'm going to connect to Mongo shell again. So for that, again, I can go ahead and I can type mongosh and if I press enter, we are connected to MongoDB server. But now if I try to perform any action, for example, if I try to list all the databases by running show dbs command, if I press enter, you see it is not returning us any database. The reason for that is currently no user is logged in. I'm not a logged in user. I have not logged into MongoDB server. And that's why when I'm trying to run this command, it is not returning me any database list. Here, if I say use book my state database, If I press enter, it has switched us to book my stay database. And now on that, if I say db.hotels.find, if I try to query a collection and if I press enter, you see, it is giving us this message that I'm not authorized on book my stay to execute the command. So this proves that the authentication and authorization is enabled. Now in the next lecture, let's learn how we can create user with an elevated permission who can create databases in our MongoDB server, who can create users in our MongoDB server, and so on. This is all from this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.